Today on Green Country People and Places.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
There are a lot of people that call it pop, a lot of people that call it Coke. I actually call it soda.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
At the intersection of Charles Page Boulevard and Adams Road, you'll find the Tullahassee Creek Indian Cemetery.
I've done it all my adult life, pretty much the last 35 years. It's pretty much all I know how to do.
Oklahoma's green country. It's full of unique places and interesting people. So you milk a goat as opposed to a cow.
Give me your wallet.
So come along with us and enjoy the ride.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Make you wanna holler high.
Okay, we cheated. We're a little bit outside of green country, but we're at Pops in Arcadia, and I have Marty Depke. You're the general manager.
I am.
Glad to meet you.
You too.
Okay, first off, Pops is famous in Oklahoma. It's a great stop. But why a pop shop?
Well, you know, there was a gas station that sat on this property for years and years, and when those owners, they got a little older, they sold the piece of property, moved off, sold to our owner. He felt that there was still a need for something like that in this area. Got together with his architect, Rand Elliott, here in Oklahoma City. They started, you know, throwing around some ideas. For him, it was about Route 66. It was about nostalgia. It was about icons. With him, with the nostalgic side of it, it was about taking the road trips when he was a kid and remembering the different types of sodas that he had around the country. Of course, back then in glass bottles. And so really, it started growing from there. And with Rand Elliott he designed the Route 66 Museum in Clinton, kind of tied it together there. His father, the owner's father, was a soda jerk when he was a kid, and he calls his dad Pops. So it just kind of all grew from there into the beast that we have now. So
You have the blue whale, you have other things along the Route 66, and you cannot miss this giant pop bottle.
66 foot tall, and it's quickly become an icon in Oklahoma and really along Route 66, which was you know, really the intention. So.
And that lights up at night. It's got neon, right?
Lights up at night. It's an LED, and it's...
Oh, LED now. You're top of the line.
Got to be energy conscious.
Oh, very good.
But up, down, all around, kind of almost a Las Vegas quality show. But we can change it to whatever we want to, color-wise, and
that's really
it's great. You can see from a couple miles out. It's almost like a beacon as you come down Route 66. So
you know, and people might take it for granted, but you're talking about an architect, and when I look at this, there's nothing supporting this entire awning coming over the gas station area.
It's the largest of its kind, this cantilever canopy. It does not touch the building at all. And it took a full day for them to just pour the footings for this. Just an incredible amount of concrete, and it's really groundbreaking architecture.
So explain how the cantilever actually works.
Well, it's just, the way it sits up, it's anchored in the back. And the steel piers they're actually 2 inches of steel all the way around. So I'm told during an F5, it'll come through, basically everything will be gone, but those steel piers will still be sitting right there where they're at. So
you said it took a day to pour the concrete, so roughly how much concrete do you know is in there?
36 trucks.
Per pier or just total?
Just in the back there, total. It's just one right after another all day long. Back up, dump, go get some more and come back. So
always a couple pounds, huh?
Exactly. It was, you know, we've had a lot of earthquakes in this area, especially over the last couple of years, and we haven't felt a single one of them out here.
That's helpful because with as many thousands of glass bottles you have sitting in there,
exactly.
Nothing moves.
Exactly. The Tulsa Helicopter Pilots Association is what they'll fly down, and we've given them permission to. We've got kind of a little graded area that's over here, this grass area on the corner that that's part of our property.
Oh, it's got to be quite a sight when that happens.
It is, especially when they bring 5 or 6 at a time. I mean, the customers love it. So
You know, before we go inside, this is really stunning when you're looking at all the bottles up here. Whose idea was that? The architect?
that was the architect. That was Rand Elliott.
So how many bottles do you have up on the shelves?
About 7,600.
About 7,600?
It varies from day to day.
Do you ever change them out, or is it the same? I like the color scheme you have going.
Yeah, the color scheme pretty much remains the same, but we do change them out as they fade.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the sun would get to them a little bit, wouldn't it? Okay, my own mind works in weird ways, but my first question is how do you dust?
It's one of those where it's pretty much ongoing.
Yeah.
It's the least favorite job of the staff, but every shift somebody gets 2 shelves to dust
Yeah.
on the bottles, and as we complete the round, we just start right back over.
Do you have like a chart?
We have a chart. Yep. You have a
So
chart.
somebody has to get up on a ladder to get all the way to the
They
top.
do.
Now, I hear there's a special trick with the bottles on the bottom shelves though, right?
The bottom 4 we actually glue down.
Smart move.
So yes. Well, I have kids. I understand how that works.
Yeah, even with adults, it's probably the same
Well,
problem.
no one wants to come back and rearrange these things on a daily basis, but yeah, it's the bottom 4 we've got glued down, but even the top, like I said, during the the earthquakes, they never moved either. So
That's neat.
it's been
Now, we are lucky. We're here early in the morning on a weekday, and you have a full restaurant. And on the weekends, this place is hopping, right?
this place is hopping, and especially our rule is if school's out, we're busy. So during the summer, any holidays, Christmas break, spring break, etc. But our peak is basically Memorial Day to Labor Day. But Saturday and Sunday, that's our bread and butter, and we stay full. We start in the morning and we don't stop until we close.
I've been here on the weekend before, and the line is all the way out to there waiting to get into the restaurant. And there are people elbow to elbow over there getting popped.
Yeah, we'll see anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people a day come through the restaurant. Another 1,500 to 2,000 that'll come through the store as well on a Saturday, for instance, with fantastic weather like we're having today. So it's a lot of fun. You never know who you're going to see. Our crowd is really diverse, which that keeps it interesting. I mean, it's never boring out here.
Now we're going to get to the fun stuff, the pop.
This is the best part.
Now, if we were in a different part of the country, this would be called sodas, right?
Yeah, it's I actually call it soda.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that call it pop. A lot of people that call it Coke. I've heard soda water. It's pretty amazing some of the different names they have for it.
But speaking of Coke, you actually have some of the standards right here.
We've got it kind of the convenience store section there. Yeah, we've got to keep some of the standards, especially in the mornings and late at night for the locals.
Right.
They'll come in and grab those on their way to work, etc. So
Now, as we get into the bottles, you have a favorite in this case?
this happens to be one of my very favorites here. This is cheer wine, kind of a black cherry cola made out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Been around since I believe 1917, but it's kind of a real unique cherry. It's almost a Coke Dr. Pepper blend is the way I like to describe it with the black cherry. But that was one of the very first ones I went after. I drank that as a kid when I lived over on the East Coast and couldn't get it here, so went after that one quickly.
Well, I know my wife gave me a shopping list before I came here today, so I'm going to throw this one on the list just to try it
You
out.
absolutely should.
So, where do you get these things? They're from everywhere, right?
They are. They really are from all over the United States. Of course, the bulk being in the U.S. We're a soda nation, but we do have 14 different countries represented right now. We have some importers, and we get it from all over the world, everywhere from Austria, Italy, Japan, Jamaica, Canada, Mexico. Of course, it's pretty amazing, and just to see the kind of differences that they have versus what we have.
And the nice thing is you've been kind to the shopper because you have them ordered. And these are oranges right here.
Yeah, with the staples, your root beers and colas, grapes, oranges. We try to keep those organized by color, by flavor.
Got to be short. You're over 600?
Right now, just about 650. We're making our way towards 700 now. So opened with 400, and now we've moved all the way up to almost 7.
How do you find things like this? I mean, you really have to dig.
You do. It was a lot of work in the beginning. It really was. A lot of travel around the U.S., a lot of research on the internet, but
That brings back memories.
sure.
Yeah.
We've become so known around the U.S. and the soda world that people are coming to us now. So
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier
That's
for
really cool.
people to introduce new soda. They want it in our store.
So as we work our way down, you have actually imports from outside the United States that are made?
We do. We do. We actually have some right behind us here. Everywhere from Lebanon, El Salvador. This one here happens to be the national soft drink of Austria,
Oh, wow.
the Almdudler, that happens to be really a pretty good seller. But you know,
Now, why are some things refrigerated and some things not? Just space?
more space than anything else, to be honest. You know, we do have a lot of people that come in and request things unrefrigerated. So.
And the bottles, is it really, it's hard to find things in bottles anymore, isn't it?
It is. You know, there's pros and cons to both sides. The great thing about glass is where plastic and cans may last 3 to 6 months on certain things, glass will last at least 2 years. We've actually got bottles on the wall here that have been up there for 5 years. You can open them up right now. They'll fizz and they'll taste fine.
That is awesome. Well, I appreciate you having us by today, and I got my shopping already started, so I guess I got a little more work to do.
There's a
Thank
little
you.
bit to choose from up there. So.
Yeah, I'll be here for a while.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, make you wanna holler, howdy-ho, burns your tummy, don't you
Brian,
know?
you want me to help you out?
Chug-a-lug,
Oh, you got the one that wouldn't fit. That figures.
Nice.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. My pleasure.
No problem.
chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, make you wanna holler, howdy-ho, burns your tummy, don't you know? Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
At the intersection of Charles Page Boulevard and Adams Road, you'll find the Tullahassee Creek Indian Cemetery. This little plot of land is all that remains from the Creek Indian tribes that lived here during the 1800s. As time went by, the land then became farmland, and as the story goes, the gentleman who owned the land, when he sold it for the creation of the shopping center, insisted that the cemetery remain. While some of the stones show their age, the area is well maintained. And just inside the entrance to the cemetery, you'll find a plaque on the ground, and the plaque reads, "Buried here in this historic cemetery is the Confederate Creek Indian veteran Lieutenant Thomas Adams, who founded the settlement of Sand Springs shortly following the Civil War. Listed below are the names of the persons buried here. Their burial dates are from 1883 to 1912. May they rest in peace." We're in Beggs, and we're taking a step back into the past when people cared about craftsmanship and made things with their own hands. And we've got Smitty here. Hey, how you doing?
Fine. Good to meet you.
And we are Blucher's boot store, our company.
You're in Blucher Boot Company.
So first off, what you doing right now?
Well, I'm sitting here top stitching.
And top stitching is what?
Well, that's where I put the decorative stitching on boot tops.
Wow, you have to take your time with this.
Oh, yeah.
So you're adding row after row of thread work right in.
I'll start out by, I'll chalk on the first line with baby powder, and then I'll follow one row at a time after that.
So how old is that sewing machine?
Well, this machine was built probably in the late 20s or early 30s.
Good night.
The one behind you right here, the head on this machine was bought brand new in 1915.
Is there something special about them that make your job easier?
Yeah, they work real good.
Have you been a bootmaker your whole life, or?
I've done it all my adult life, pretty much the last 35 years. It's pretty much all I know how to do. The Blucher's famous for building just a good old-fashioned 1900 style cowboy boot.
Where does it all start?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do when the customer comes through the door is ask him what he wants. And from there, I'll take a outline of both of his feet and his measurements,
I see.
each individual person.
Yeah. Are there famous feet in here?
Not in this book.
You keep that one special? So everybody's got their own little file and folder, though.
Our old slogan is, we make boots for the famous, the infamous, and people just like you and me. So you can go with that.
The unknown, like me.
Oh yeah, the first thing I do though, I'll take the man's measurements and outline, and I'll come back here and I'll find the last, one of these wooden boot lasts.
What's a last?
Well, it's the wooden form that I'll make the boot on. And I'll find one that best fits his foot. I'll put the appropriate build-ups on it, like this right here, to kind of dial the fit in like I was tuning a radio.
I see. So you get these kind of generic shapes, and then you do all the tweaking to them.
Yep.
So like on this one, you've used some leather to build up the...
Build up around the ball of his foot. Once I fit a boot last, I'll come back here and make a paper top pattern for his boot tops according to his measurements. I'll go over and pick up the appropriate leather that he wanted and cut out his boots, cut out his boot tops, draw up the stitching pattern. Then from here, we go over here to the top stitching machine.
Where you just
I'll stitch his tops, where we just were.
And so you guys discuss what pattern to make, what the look is like.
Yeah, he's picked out, to begin with, when I take his measurements, he picks out what he wants as far as style and everything, the stitch pattern.
Now, as I say, timing is everything, and you're in between boots, but you said what, about 5,000 steps to make a boot?
Yeah, there's at least 800 steps in the making of a pair of boots.
So this pair of boots is in one of those stages, right?
Right.
So what am I looking at here?
Underneath there is this insole.
Okay, so I can see that's that right. Yeah. That's that. Okay.
This is stretched around the last.
So there's one inside of here.
Yeah, there's a boot last inside of there. To extract it, I have to pull this throat first, and then the rest of the last will come out through the top.
Okay, now silly question, there are nails in here. What are they going into right now?
Right now they're going into the wooden last itself to hold everything together.
Right.
And I'll remove them as I welt.
Oh, welting is sewing.
Sew this welt around here, around the edge.
Okay.
I'll remove them.
And then is there like a heel in here? Do these stay in?
This metal plate on the last right here, when I drive a nail through there, it hits that and clenches and holds everything together.
So it bends over kind of like that. Oh, that's a neat trick.
Yeah, it runs in and clenches.
Wow, these are beautiful.
I'll show you the welt.
Okay.
On an old pair, give you an idea. This is the welt.
Oh, it's this big flap of, it's the bottom.
You can see here.
Yeah.
It's this piece that runs around the outer edge. And then I sew the sole to that.
Okay, so there's the traction and the heel goes on to that.
The sole goes on, and then it's pegged, and then I build the heel.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
This is the completed boot.
Yeah.
And man, that's nice.
Thank you.
You can't drop names, I'm sure, but you have some pretty impressive clients, don't you?
Nobody that's living. We got some great people in the past. There's John Wayne in 1934, Tom Mix through the 20s and 30s, George Gabby Hayes, Ben Johnson, and here again, famous, infamous, and people just like you and me down through the years.
That's great. Now, you appreciate the tour, but you're not alone in here, are you?
No, I'm not alone. Blucher shares the building with an outfit called Cross Country Leather.
So basically, we're talking, we've got boots and bikers. Janet, you're the biker person here.
Yeah, biker and Western. I make Western chaps also.
Yeah. I expect to see more leather on you. I don't know why, but...
It's hot. It's hot outside.
So how'd you get started in doing leather work?
Well, actually, I used to work with Smitty, and we were looking for some place to put the boot business, and this business was for sale, and it is heated and air conditioned, and so we went together and bought the building and the business, and I run one part and he runs the other.
It's a pretty cool mix. I mean, I don't really necessarily see bikers wearing cowboy boots, but the love of leather kind of goes together.
It kind of matches together.
That rhymed. So what's the process you're working on right now?
Right now I'm cutting out a pair of shaps. Just finished cutting. This was the last one. I've got the yoke. This is Softy Buffalo here.
Softy Buffalo?
It's a real soft leather. It's good and sturdy. It's good heavy leather.
Wow.
And I've got it ready to put the zipper in.
So your sewing machine looks a little younger than Smitty's.
Just a little bit, probably about 70 years younger than Smitty's.
So since you've done both boots and leathers like you're doing here, is there a big difference?
Oh yeah, a lot of difference, yeah. Machines are completely different. Smitty's takes his has got a roller.
Uncover your mic there.
Oh, sorry. I'm used to putting it up there. Smitty's takes a real small stitch with a roller. Mine has a pressure foot, top and bottom, that pulls the leather through. This machine will actually sew about 6 layers of this leather.
Wow.
So it's a lot different.
So you're happy with your decision to move from boots to bikers?
Well, yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy visiting with people. And,
do you ride a bike?
no, I don't. Bad question. But no, I don't. I've got a brother that rides and brother-in-laws that ride.
Hey, you know what they need.
Right, they're all leathered out.
Yeah, you're making stuff for family all the time, aren't you?
Right, pretty much. And people say, oh, they're hot. Well, if you hit the ground and you've got your leathers on, you still have your skin when you get up.
I'm called a cow. I'm not about to blow it now for all the cows. For all the cows.
Cow comes in a lot of colors.
Yeah, you've got cow there. You've got kangaroo. You've got, let's see, he's got buffalo there.
So this is Smitty's stash?
This is Smitty's.
Wait a minute, he's on your side of the room.
Well, yeah, I'm on his side a lot too, so we just kind of share.
So what type? You even got the fur on it still. Hair.
Grandkids. That's the made chaps and vests out of that for kids.
Oh my gosh. So the leather you work with is a little bit different. This is
A little heavier than what Smitty works with, yes.
So this is cow.
Yes.
And they texture it sometimes?
They texture it. That's called pebbled.
Okay. And so it's real thin and real soft.
Yeah.
So what's the next
This
one
is
up?
a 5 ounce.
That's
This is-
brown cow.
Yeah. This is a 5 ounce.
Okay.
And then you go up, this is a 7/8 ounce. See the difference? You can feel
Oh,
the difference
wow. Yeah, that's much thicker.
in the leather. Now this here is also buffalo.
Buffalo? Mm-hmm. That's neat.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Wears very well. They don't
would
ever
think
wear
so.
out.
And then it's even thicker.
Yeah. And then these are colors that I can get in all of those.
You can even get shiny stuff. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I use those on my Western chaps. Usually have the shiny down the sides because I like the flash.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't want to see that on a Harley. So this is the showroom and all your finished stuff.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's nice.
Thank you. They come with pockets in the front. I put concealed pockets in them also. Everybody's different size, so we custom build those also.
A little bit of fringe.
Yep, well, that's on there. The guys like to put them over their coats in the wintertime so they can extend them out on the side and the top and put them over their coat, and that'll fit up over their coat for a little bit extra warmth. It helps a lot. It helps block that wind.
Okay, cool. And then you have bags of all sorts and
Bags of everything.
this is a,
That's just a little purse.
oh that's neat. These are the chaps.
Yes.
Wow, those are heavy.
Yeah, they're all there.
Wow.
They're getting heavy. That's a 7/8 ounce.
7/8 ounce.
The chaps are made, we fit you in the leg and the back belt We trade it out if you gain weight or lose weight. We trade the back belt out. We don't charge anything for that. That's just part of the price of them. Saddlebags for the bikes.
The stitching work is nice, and look at the buckles. Everything's built to last.
Everything's
right?
built to last. Nothing's breakaway. You have Velcro top and bottom there.
Oh, the Velcro helps you in case you forget to latch something that's already closed.
Right.
And, or you're like me, you can't open it.
This bag is made to go on with a bracket. It's called an easy bracket.
Oh, that's why you have the...
Right, and it sits on the back of the bike, or on the back of the bag, and then on your bike, when you take those off, you don't have anything on the bike but just the two little holders.
Yeah.
And you just carry them in like a suitcase.
I gotta thank you for letting us come by, Janet, because who would know that in Beggs we have such a neat little place where we have two people making some really high quality stuff.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys came, and I'm sure Smitty is. He's back to work, as you can hear back there.
I thought I heard him snoring, actually.
What? I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Jemson weed. I'm back in the saddle